New PlayStation handheld seemingly confirmed via Sony's latest update. Sony acquires part of Bandai Namco and what this could mean for the future. And Xbox backs off of their $80 games. All that and more in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a gaming update, and share the video to help grow our community. We are on a road to 20K subs. Please help us get there by the end of this year. I appreciate everyone that does it. And we'll also be going over comment of the day. Be sure to leave a comment as you could be featured in the next video. Now let's talk about this PlayStation handheld thing that seems to be confirmed now with the latest Sony update. If you remember in April, known AMD leaker Kepler L2 said that the handheld's performance is expected to be somewhere between an Xbox Series S and a PS5, and it'll be able to run current gen games on lower resolutions and frame rates due to lower memory bandwidth. Then last month we had Moore's Law is Dead say that the PS5 and PS5 Pro will be getting a low power mode that would enable the console to draw less power and lower energy consumption while running games. And Moore's Law is Dead also speculated that this mode is a precursor to the rumored handheld. So this morning, Sony confirmed the new power saver setting, which will allow supported PS5 games to scale back performance and reduce the console's power consumption. So a few things are lining up here. Number one, Kepler L2, what they're saying kind of really fits the details here. And on top of that, Moore's Law is Dead, previously talking about this last month, again, now being confirmed. So it makes me believe that there's gotta be this PlayStation handheld that's happening, and it feels like it's very, very likely the case. Now, originally, when I first heard about the handheld things, I thought there was something to it, but I felt like I needed more, and I feel like at this point, we have enough here to just say, yeah, this is very, very likely a case. Unless Sony simply changes their mind or the market changes in a way that they can't benefit from this, I just don't see this not happening. Like, this is something that feels super secure in the validity of it happening and how it makes a lot of sense as well, because people are enjoying handheld gaming more than ever right now, and Nintendo had a lock on that market. There is space for PlayStation to come in there and take market share, especially because these games will be games that are already playable on PS4 and PS5. So it's not like they have to create a whole new library, much like the Nintendo Switch. You know, they've got one unified library that they're dealing with, but to PlayStation's benefit, them having an already existing PS4 library and now PS5 library really makes this a no-brainer. And I think a lot of people who bought that Portal or were looking for that handheld portable experience that isn't tethered to Wi-Fi are going to be quite happy with this. So it makes a lot of sense for PlayStation to go in this direction. I really think this is it. I really think this is the final piece that we needed to kind of feel more confident about these rumors that were happening and about these alleged leaks. But with these two sources, and on top of that, Sony confirming this with their own, update that they will be creating a lower power mode, I feel like it all just comes together. The puzzle pieces have come together and it really makes a lot of sense. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think there is a PlayStation handheld? Do you think all of these things correlate, or do you think they're unrelated? Let me know down below. So we also got a big announcement of Sony acquiring 2.5% of Bandai Namco. And this was a very, very big deal, right? We know Sony's been acquiring Kadokawa shares. They've been securing FromSoft shares, Epic Games, all these different companies that they're dipping and dabbling into that they want to kind of create some sort of security for their brand and work with these brands in creating the best projects that they can, or expanding their portfolio and their IP and merchandise and all this stuff. Well, as far as this goes, a joint statement from the company reads, in quotes, "Through this business alliance and Sony's investment in Bandai Namco as two of the leading Japanese entertainment companies, Bandai Namco and Sony will focus on expanding the fan community for IP such as anime and manga around the world and strengthening engagement, particularly in the anime field where rapid market growth is anticipated, while merging their strengths to create new and emotionally moving experiences for fans, and as a result of these efforts, maximize the value of IP." So it seems like they are really working towards anime, manga, merchandising. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of gaming related stuff there too. I really do think they're looking at all aspects of this. This is definitely not a PlayStation move. This is a Sony move. This is a move that is about their entire entertainment sector, where they're looking at everything from merch to media to video games, everything. But I want to talk more about what this could mean, because this is pretty substantial, and I really feel like some people aren't necessarily understanding the scope of this, right? So let's talk about the equity stake. Sony's acquiring 2.5% of Bandai Namco, and it's for approximately 420 million US dollars. And this is a minority but strategic equity position, indicating long-term interest without aggressive acquisition. This is also a focus on IP expansion. Both companies plan to jointly expand their anime, manga, and game IP globally. Emphasis is placed on fan engagement, merchandising, cross-media storytelling, and immersive experiences. And thirdly, collaboration across divisions. So the partnership spans games, anime, music, merchandising, and technology. Plans to include co-developing entertainment experiences, tools for creators, and investing in fan engagement technologies. So a lot of interesting things that could come from this, and a lot of plans that they've made together to kind of nurture a partnership that benefits both sides. Now, strengthening PlayStation's game portfolio might not be at the top of the list, and this likely isn't, but Bandai Namco owns or publishes key gaming franchises like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Tekken, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Ace Combat, the Tales of series. There's so many games. And Sony's stake gives them influence. It's not going to allow them to control things, but they are going to be involved on a deeper level than they would be otherwise. Are there going to be exclusives? I don't know. Does that even really matter with Xbox going out the gate and they're going to have their PC hybrid? It might not even matter anymore because they are launching their games on PC as well. So that exclusivity doesn't really matter there. But it could also mean that, they develop for the PlayStation console in a more substantial way, like trying to optimize it to be the best it can be. And Sony might have some influence over that. It could lead to preferential treatment or co-marketing deals as well. So think about some timed exclusive opportunities with maybe DLC or something along those lines. First-party publishing partnerships, day one availability on PlayStation Plus. I highly doubt that, but who knows, maybe with smaller titles. Enhanced editions for the PS5, with the PS5 Pro. And of course, maybe some PSVR 2 stuff, but I'm not holding my breath on that. Ultimately, is this a game changer? Is this going to make a world of difference? Maybe in some other areas, but I don't think this is going to be a situation where we're like, oh my God, this investment is insane. It changed the trajectory of PlayStation as a brand, of Sony as a company. I don't think that's the case. But I do think that a 2.5% stake is signaling deep alignment between two Japanese giants who already have shared interest in history. It's less about control and more about strategic leverage and mutual IP expansion. So for Sony, it enhances PlayStation's ability to secure or create hit titles, Crunchyroll's role as the default anime distribution hub, opportunities for merchandising and cross-promotion. Then there's the vision to become a super IP media powerhouse like Disney, but with a uniquely Japanese and gaming-first DNA. So this alliance expands Sony's reach without a full acquisition, protects and grows PlayStation's IP ecosystems, and strengthens Sony's position in the booming anime and global fan engagement markets. So it's a very substantial thing. And I hope that kind of gives people a different angle than just hey, this is PlayStation, this is all about PlayStation, because I feel like there's just so much more to it than that. But let me know what you guys think about this acquisition. Do you think this is a huge deal? Do you think this is a big deal for PlayStation as a gaming company, or do you feel this is more of a benefit just to Sony and its media domination as far as anime and manga go? Let me know down below.
Comes a completely original Part 2.
Now, lastly, we're going to talk about Microsoft, and they have reversed plans to charge $80 for The Outer Worlds 2. An Xbox spokesperson said, "We're focusing on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-priced holiday releases, including The Outer Worlds 2, at $69.99 USD, in line with the current market conditions." And it's interesting because I remember when we talked about $80 titles, I said, what was Microsoft thinking? This is a terrible idea. Nintendo's doing something crazy. Doesn't mean you can go ahead and do the crazy thing, especially with Outer Worlds 2. And sure enough, their pre-orders must have not hit. They must have really seen a decline, and they must have really seen the pushback, at least with people speaking with their wallets. And here we are. They have pulled back their price increase. And I hope this is a situation where they remember this for the foreseeable future, that when you go and you increase the price of your games, you already increased the price of your consoles to a ridiculous number for a platform that doesn't even really sell. And on top of that, we're talking about you trying to increase the price of your games. It was a little bit of a slap in the face to their consumers, the few that they have. And then on top of that, slap in the faces of these third-party platforms that they've decided to port their games over to. Like, you just can't do that. And if you're going to do that, you don't do that with Outer Worlds 2. You might experiment with like a game, I don't know, like Call of Duty, which is like one of the biggest franchises right now. Even if you don't like it, it is one of the big franchises in the industry, and that's the game they would test it with. But even with that said, it seems like they're not even going to go ahead and do that. They said this is including all of their games for this holiday. So that would include Call of Duty as well. So I think that this is a nice sign that they got the hint. They took what the consumers were saying and said, you know what, let's just pull back. It's not worth it to try to pull an extra amount of dollars out of these guys. They're not going to pay for it. And here we are. We made a difference, right? So when you vote with your wallet, as they say, it makes a true difference. It's something that matters. And these corporations understand one thing and one thing only: dollars in, dollars out. And when they don't see those dollars coming in from a choice they made, then they are going to definitely make their choices reflect that impact. So I'm happy to hear about this. I'm happy that this is happening, but I really wish that we were able to do this with Nintendo as well, but sadly, that just didn't happen. But let me know what you guys think. How are you feeling about this decision to pull back the price increase? Are you a part of the people who said, hey, this is ridiculous, or were you okay paying $80? Let me know down below. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about comment of the day. And this comes from @BuddyHall5330, who says, Sony and Rockstar working hand in hand will guarantee 60 frames per second on the Pro. Also, Xbox shenanigans leave no doubt to developers that Sony is the top console to release games for first. Number one, let's address the Sony and Rockstar working hand in hand comment. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a no-brainer. Sony's going to make sure that that game runs the best it possibly can on their platforms, especially it being as big as it is, and they will send their developers to make sure this happens. They did it for Wukong as well. Imagine Grand Theft Auto 6. No doubt in my mind. As far as the Xbox shenanigans, he's referring to the No Rest for the Wicked situation, where they are prioritizing PlayStation first, and then they're going to go to Nintendo, and then they're going to do Xbox last, and that's simply because of the install base and not because of some rumor about a Game Pass deal that they're trying to fish for, which, yeah, I think, again, it is the top console. It is the biggest user install base. It makes perfect sense for No Rest for the Wicked to launch on PlayStation first as far as consoles go. They're on early access for PC, and their intention is to be on PlayStation next because it's just the logical next step. And I think that a lot of people, I mean, unless you are a diehard Xbox guy and you just see Xbox, you don't see gaming as a whole, then I think you would simply just know that this is the most logical thing here. And so I think most of us here in these comment sections are pretty good for that. We understand that, you know, gaming first and then platform choices second. And for me personally, it was a very logical thing. So thank you for the comment, Buddy Hall. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. As always, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're trying to hit 20K subscribers by the end of this year. Really appreciate everyone who does it, and consider sharing the video as it does help grow the channel as well. And I thank you all for watching. Take care.